This program is proudly brought to you by PNG Motors, Zealand International Hotel, and Telecom Limited.
Good evening, everyone. I am Jaylee Sapies back with another episode of Sports Scene. Thank you for tuning in. Now let's head straight into the show. Coming up tonight, Santos extends their sponsorship towards the PNG Orchids. Stanley Nandex gives us an update about the upcoming World Kickboxing Championships. The Enga Mioks return home with the Melanesian Cup. And we check out a junior swimming carnival. All that and more tonight. But first, let's take a look at our weekend scorelines. Other than that, let's check out some more local news now. The Kimber Loose Fruits bagged the title of Port Moresby Fist Sports Cup winners when they defeated the Wounded Harlequins 15 points to 7 in an excruciating game on Saturday at the Sir John Guy Stadium in Port Moresby. This Rugby 10s tournament was established in 2016 with the main aim to support charity organizations around the country. Now still on Rugby Union, the Capital Rugby Union wrap fixture over the weekend at the Sir Hubert Murray Stadium saw the Boroughers come out on top after beating Guys 33-12. Meanwhile, with the under-20s, Boroughers also beat the Guys 17-7, while the Magias beat the Hanenamos 7 points to 5. The Port Moresby Harlequins are preparing for this weekend's fixture in the 51st Cobra 10s competition in Malaysia. Now, we will have more updates about this for you next week. Kokopo 1 women's softball team have been crowned queens after defeating defending champions Pom Gold 3-2 in the National Softball Championships last weekend in Kokopo. And the KCK Rigo Rice Cup debuts this November and is expected to be one of the biggest off-season rugby competitions for Port Moresby, with 3 electorates expected to participate. But it's time for a break now. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more on Sports Scene. Welcome back, you're watching Sports Scene. Last week, Santos PNG announced they will be extending their sponsorship towards our PNG Orchids. Let's take a look. PNG Orchids major sponsor Santos has extended its sponsorship to the Orchids for a further 3 years. In a press conference hosted last week, Santos PNG country manager Leon Baskins stated his aim for the extension of this partnership.
We are pleased on behalf of our Santos board, management, staff, all our team that we continue to support the growth of the game, especially our women's game. And, we saw this year is the first time ever in our history that we've had a domestic competition, the Santos Domestic Cup. That's the first time ever. I mean, you look at other countries, they've had the version for a number of years. Australia, I think close to 10 years. They've had the version of the local competition, NRL Women's Cup, so you can see the evolution where they are. We are starting this year. And you can see the small space of time. We will get there. We will improve, and it's about that. So we are confident. We want to be partners to the game. As we always say, it's beyond just the Santos branding here. It's beyond that. It's about a statement. It's about promoting women's game. It's about recognizing that 50% of our population are women and girls.
The Papua New Guinea Women's Rugby League team, also known as the PNG Orchids, represents Papua New Guinea in Women's Rugby League. They are administered by the Papua New Guinea Rugby Football League. CEO for PNG RFL, Stanley Nandex, acknowledged the partnership between women's rugby and Santos.
On behalf of PNG RFL, Chairman Santis and the board, the Orchids, Cell and the team, we looking forward and thank Santos for this wonderful partnership that we've enjoyed over the last 10 or so plus years. Santos have been a good partner with the women's game.
2024 marked the introduction of the Santos Cup, which is the PNG RFL women's national competition. The extension of this partnership is timely and marks the beginning of a new era for rugby in the country. PNG Orchids chairperson, Celestine Ove, says the partnership between the Orchids and Santos PNG is purpose-driven.
Very, very exciting time. Women's game has grown in leaps and bounds. And in a short amount of time, 2017 was when we saw the first PNG Orchids team being selected. Since then, 2019, they won the first international match here on home soil against Great Britain. None of us can forget that. 2022, they made it to the Rugby League World Cup semi-finals. And what an amazing achievement. And again, in a short amount of time. Something that we're always proud of. But without the support, without the faith and belief of our sponsor, Santos, and our other family of sponsors, Digicel, Australian government through Pacific or Sports, Kumu Marine, Kumu Petroleum Holdings, we have together seen the potential of our women, and they have a lot to offer, not only through rugby league, but as better citizens. And we can see in their homes, in their communities, and in the country as a whole.
Now the Orchids are up this weekend against the New Zealand Ferns. Let's take a look at their preparations.
Yeah, it's pretty positive. I think it's pretty good. We don't have that many new girls. We've got 2 girls, Jenny and Frida. They came in to the camp in Prime Ministers. So yeah, we've gotten to know them over the past few weeks, but a majority of the girls have come from the World Cup and from original Orchids team and like previous Orchids teams as well. So it hasn't been too hard to create a connection, but yeah, it's still something we have to really work on each camp. So
from last game to this game, like I want to improve from my last game. Last game was better, but this game I want to give my best, give more, when given the chance.
All right, let's leave rugby league for a while now and let's check out what's happening with Team PNG's preparations for the upcoming World Kickboxing Championships to be hosted in Spain this November.
Yeah, the preparation has been really good. This is like 2 years of preparation towards the World Championships. And we've been keep saying that out of 300, it has come down to 30. From 30 now we have 25 at the moment. The final test is next week, Tuesday. After that we'll have 2 weeks in terms of our mental preparations, and all the hard work has been done in terms of the intensive trainings and so and so. Next 2 weeks will be just speed work and more mental focus and preparations. We need to camp them all together. At the moment, people have been just staying out, but they're all training together. So I think we have all a full team from other provinces been arrived into Mosby. So we will have for next week and a half, they will be all stayed or camped out in one place, so we can build a team spirit before we depart. Yeah, we said 31 to 30, and then now it has come down to 25 for as of yesterday. Our fighters are not upset. I think they're happy. What is really important is the result. I've been telling them, because of when you look through the registration from different fighters around the world, it's online. So I need to see which division has got the chances of winning and which division doesn't have. So in that way, instead of having 2 fighters in the same division from 2 different disciplines, we need to only have one. That's who can able to really have a result. So final, I need to also test them, which is on Tuesday. I think I haven't been really with them in terms of their preparations and all that. For me, it's about result, and I think if I have to make a decision, even though 25 has been mentioned yesterday, but the final one is next week as well. So right now I'm comfortable having a team of 20 men and 20 men and 3 females, so it'll be about 23 all in total. Sponsorship, yes, we've been waiting for sponsorship. We've been to a lot of corporate houses and all that stuff. We haven't been receiving anything good, but as of yesterday, the Minister for Sports and Higher Education, Science and Technology has given his assurance. We've been working till the night just to make sure that he's got a sponsor ready. It was just what he told me, just a matter of formalities. We need to just send a few documents quickly. I think he's also working directly with them. We will not mention until when it's confirmed. But he said he's happy. On the 11th of November, which is just before our departure, he's trying to also host a dinner for us, which means that the actual process is been confirmed. It's just a matter of announcing it, so we're looking forward. So, yeah. Yeah, the fundraiser on the 6th of November, most of the other corporate business houses have said that it's in the current situation is not helping them to in fact sponsorship, so they're happy to just come and do a support, place a support during the corporate dinner, which the response is good. Also, we want to see if we can also raise enough money because of the euro dollars and the currency exchange, and it's a lot. Just to take 20 to 25 fighters will cost us almost 700,000 in terms of the currency rate and so and so. So that's why we're not just looking at minister. We're not looking at just go right into corporate, but this is another fundraising initiative that we have come up with. So we're also inviting other people, especially corporate sector, to come in. If they cannot sponsor us, the major ones, then maybe just come and pledge a support with 5,000 kina with 10 heads for table. So yes, we've been preparing for that one as well. I want to acknowledge our CEO for Sports Foundation, James Micah. He has been very much supportive. He's out for overseas for some of his staff, but I think with Minister, they have already discussed, even though the Ministry may not have financial capacity to support in this way, but ministers have a lot of connections that he had, and he said they were willing to support despite the Ministry of Sports were not able to make it. So I want to really thank both the Minister and the CEO for this, and also other minor sponsors who have been with us. Also, we'd like to acknowledge Pacific Corporate Security for sponsoring one of our athletes, Thomas Kakali. They've been with us. Individual sponsors, I'd like to also acknowledge Jimmy Provincial Government for sponsoring all the fighters to come down, and also the member for Unkai Bena, also and himself, the Minister for Sports, Kinoka Pio, for sponsoring his fighters. And also we want to acknowledge Team Southern Highlands, the Provincial Government. They have also supported 3 of the fighters as well. So I think individually it's good that we are getting a lot of responses, and I guess within the next couple of days I heard that some other individuals are actually also supporting each fighters, and most support will be coming during the corporate dinner. So we're really excited.
All right, but that's an update for kickboxing. We'll take another break now, but don't touch that dial. We will be back with more on Sports Scene. Welcome back to Sports Scene. PNG NRL's Enga Mioks have returned to PNG after bagging the Melanesian Cup title in Fiji last week. The Enga Mioks returned home to PNG last week after claiming the Melanesian Cup in Suva, Fiji by defeating the Saru Dragons 40 points to 16.
We prepared for the game during the last 4 weeks. Our coach Billy Gow and our trainer Nathan Anso, they took us to the training, and we prepared very well for the game. We knew it was going to be a tough match, but they took us to the training. We had a lot of intensive training, and we prepared very well for the training. And when we went down there, because of our training and how we prepared for the game, we managed to play very well. The boys, they gave their hearts out. They played very well. We managed to get the win.
The match was played at the HFC Stadium as a curtain raiser before the Pacific Championships Week 1 games kicked off. The Mioks dedicated the win to their late teammate and star 5'8" Gary James, who passed on just 2 weeks before travel date.
Sadly, we trained together for the last 2 weeks, and during our training, during our preparations, he had a little bit of illness, so he went back home, and he was admitted at the hospital. And when we wanted to travel to Port Moresby and then to Fiji, he sadly passed away, and he was a very good fella. We played this game in remembrance of him.
The Mioks, upon their return from Fiji, left for Mount Hagen to visit the house bride of their late teammate, whom they dedicate the Melanesian Cup to.
We did not attend the funeral back home, so now we're going back home with the trophy as a sign of respect and for what he did for Enga Province and for Papua New Guinea as well.
All right, now let's check out a junior swimming carnival now hosted by the Koro Boro International School. A swimming carnival is where races are held over 25 and 50 meters and include freestyle, backstroke, breaststroke, and butterfly strokes with fun relay races to finish the day. Not forgetting the social aspect of swimming carnival programs, where families or parents especially get to socialize and enjoy the races watching their children. For the Koro Boro International School kids, this is what transpired for them last week Friday at the Tarama Aquatic Center in Port Moresby.
Today's event is the inter-house swimming carnival, and we normally have it every year. And today is our inter-house carnival, where we choose our swimmers for the inter-school carnival, and we also end our swimming unit. And this is where we showcase our students, and they, all the strokes that they learn. This is where we make them perform and see where they, especially the teachers, what we have taught them and what the students have learned in swimming.
The youngsters are categorized into 3 groups depending on their level of confidence in the pool.
We have our competitive swimmers, which we call dolphins, because they are competing to have a spot in the school team. And we have our intermediate group, which is, we call them seals, because even though they are not strong swimmers, but they still participate. And we have our non-confident swimmers who are learning to swim. So those are the 3 groups that we actually put our students in.
The KBIS Inter-School Swimming Carnival is an annual event that teaches the children qualities that contributes positively to their lives.
We teach the students safety, water safety, survival skills in water, and confidence in water, because not all the students are confident in water. Some have fear of water. So this is the time where we make them have that confidence in water. The goal for this event is making a team that can compete in the inter-school carnival, which is coming up in a few weeks' time. So we'll be competing with Thames, we'll be competing with St. Joseph, Gordon, and other private schools. So that's a goal. Our goal is to have a tough team so that we can compete with the other schools.
Right, so refreshing seeing children get into sports at such a young age. Obviously, sports has the power to instill in these youngsters so many qualities they can use later on in life. But let's take another break now, and when we come back, we wrap things up. Welcome back. Let's find out what's trending in the sporting world. The 25-year-old won the men's singles doubles and the mixed doubles titles in the PWR DUPR India Masters Pickleball Tournament. There was considerable frustration within the Indian sporting community over the trimmed version of the 2026 Commonwealth Games. Of the 9 sports acts for Glasgow to accommodate a more budget-friendly event, India had medaled in 6: wrestling, table tennis, badminton, hockey, squash, cricket from the 61 medal show in 2022 Birmingham. England's Liz Young overcame a challenging field and a daunting course to win the 16th edition of the 400,000 Hero Women's Indian Open by 1 shot at the DLF Golf and Country Club. The Norwegian goal machine scored for the 14th time in 13 games in all competitions for Manchester City to send the defending English Premier League champions to the top of the standings after beating Southampton 1-0 on Saturday. The Miami Heat unveiled a statue of franchise legend Dwayne Wade outside the Casillas Center on Sunday. Wade is the first player in franchise history to be honored with a statue. Last year, he became the first Heat draft pick to earn induction into the Naismith Memorial Basketball Hall of Fame. Max Verstappen sounded more concerned about his car space than the penalties he collected in Sunday's Mexico City Grand Prix. Sanctions his Red Bull team horse Christian Horner called excessive. The triple Formula One world champion started alongside Ferrari's race winner Carlos Sainz, but finished 6th after taking two 10-second penalties for forcing title rival Lando Norris off the track. But other than that, let's check out what's coming up this weekend, beginning with our PNG Kumuls game against the Cook Islands. All right, but that's that for our Kumuls. Now, there's only one change to the team, which is Reese Martin, who will be sitting out of this weekend's game due to personal reasons. But good luck to our boys. Right now, before we go, here's a fun fact. On this day in 1994, American tennis star Venus Williams makes her professional debut as a 14-year-old with a 6-3, 6-4 win over former NCAA champion and world number 58, Sean Stafford, in the Bank of the West Classic in Oakland, California. And here's a sports quote for the week. It isn't the mountains ahead to climb that wear you out, it's the pebble in your shoe. Now, this was said by Muhammad Ali, who is the world heavyweight champion boxer. All right, before we wrap things up, if you have a sports-related story you'd like us to cover, please contact us on 312-9229, or you can Facebook us, email us, or drop by our office at Level 2 Garden City, Boroko, here in Port Moresby. But that's a wrap for tonight's show. I hope you enjoyed my company. I will be back same time, same place next week right here on your number one to watch. I am Jaylee Sapies, and this was Sports Scene. Good night for now.
This program was proudly brought to you by PNG Motors, Zealand International Hotel, and Telecom Limited.